Hey guys, it's me ASMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Suna Rintarou ex-listener. This one is titled Crush, and without further ado, let's get right on into the video. The rumor going around school this week was that Suna Rintarou had a crush on you. A preposterous rumor in your opinion, one that must have been concocted out of the deepest pits of hell, seeing as though every interaction you ever had with Suna was interlaced, to put it quite lightly, with animosity. In your book, it was entirely his fault, and you had every single right to pin it on him, when Suna has spent almost his entire life terrorizing you. It might as well have begun back in kindergarten, when he wordlessly smeared black paint all over your Mother's Day card, or in second grade when he pushed you off of the swings and you landed on your mouth with a mouthful of sand, or even later in 5th grade when he, with full intent, hurled a dodgeball to smack you directly in your face. Now that you were in high school, older but not any maturer, Suna was going around and pulling the pettiest of pranks just to hear you yell down the hallway. It's pulling your hair in one of the classes that you share. It's hiding your water bottle in a place where you can't reach it. And it's also purposely not choosing you for his team in PE so that his team could beat you and he could rub it in your face. So, Suna Rintarou having a crush on you? That's a sick joke. Don't you get it? It's an enemies to lovers trope. He's mean to you because he loves you. Atsumu has been bothering you about this rumor for an entire week, always nudging you in the rib whenever Suna gets called to answer a question in class, or nodding very indiscreetly in his direction whenever the two of you were in the same vicinity. Shut up, Sumu. This isn't a fanfiction. You figured that the only reason why people were talking about it was because it was Suna, the boy who couldn't really be bothered with anything other than taking naps in the second floor computer lab or volleyball. If he's not known for the monster he is when he's spiking, then it's for the trouble he gets into, mainly because he's associated with the Mia twins. Speak of the devil, Osamu murmurs next to you. You eye Suna, who had just leisurely walked into the cafeteria, and you almost were certain that the rage rousing inside of you had almost nothing to do with the indifferent expression plastered on his face. So blank, so void, so absent of anything distinctifying a human, or distinctly human. That, or the way he has caught onto your glaring and was now directly looking at you from the room. He quirks a brow with a slight tilt of his head, like he means to say, "What?" or "What?" Atsumu then clamorously snaps his fingers in front of you, repeatedly calling your name. "Excuse me. Yeah, can you not gaze into each other's eyes while I'm having lunch? It's disgusting." But the sentence hangs off of your tongue when you overhear someone snickering behind you, and you find rows of smug looks down the table. High school sure was a time when everybody just gets a little too invested in anything that isn't their business. Whatever, it's just a rumor that is gonna be forgotten in a few days anyways. Atsumu swoops in another big chunk of rice with his mouth full. He says, but I heard someone ask Suna about it and the dude didn't even deny it." "Huh? So he said it's true?" No, but that's not the point," Atsumu punctuates, his words for emphasis. "Point is, he didn't deny it." You almost regret sitting with Atsumu during lunch today, especially because he has some new conspiracy theory that he wants to lure you into. But this time, you regretted it a tad bit more than the ones before. His words played over and over in the back of your head during the last period, which ended up making you not listen to a single word your biology teacher was even saying. This was Suna's last way of hijacking your peace in life? So you almost blame it all on Atsumu when you rush out of class at the sound of the last bell to go hunt Suna down. You find him, unsurprisingly, at the open corridor that connects to the school's main gym, or the school's main building to the gym. Hurriedly, you walk up to him and pull the strap of his bag down to grab his attention. Suna isn't fazed by the weak force. Hey, can we talk? He barely glances over his shoulder to look at you. About? You circle him, bringing yourself face to face with Suna. The stupid rumors. Suna rolls his eyes, stuffs a hand into his pockets, and says, "It's not that big of a deal." Yeah, but it's obviously not true, and I'm tired of hearing your name whenever people ask me about it. Suna takes a moment to respond, like he has all the time in the world, with his slow blinks and the way he bites his cheek. His stare outlines your face, and when he turns to his left, looking outside of the gate in the distance. How is it obviously not true? That wasn't the answer you were expecting. You open your mouth to retaliate, but find your tongue dry, or turning dry, and your throat clamming up. When you didn't say anything, Suna turns back to look at you. Let me rephrase that, he cocks his head to the side. What makes you think the rumors aren't true? You force yourself to choke out a response, anything to make it look like his words weren't making you nervous. What are you talking about? It feels like Suna was towering over you. And not because of his height, but because of something less obvious. It's the tension he's creating. It's making your skin crawl and rendering you speechless. Then he says it, something scarier than any nightmare you've ever had. Scarier than any horror movie you've ever seen. I do have a crush on you. Your mind goes blank. That's not funny, Suna. Wasn't supposed to be, he says, matter-of-factly. And you genuinely didn't know how to respond to that. The way you've always interacted with Suna since you were kids, was just to get him back harder. When he got black paint on your card, you told to him on the teacher. When he pushed you off the swings, he threw a fistful of sand into his hair. When he hit you with the dodgeball, you ran up to him and gave him a well-deserved flying kick to the chest. Then, how are you supposed to get back at him now? By telling him that you've always been in love with him? Though the thought makes you want to gag, you're fairly surprised with how calmly you're thinking about it. Objectively speaking, if Suna hadn't done all those terrible things that he did, there may have been the slimmest, tiniest chance that you could have had a crush on him, when considering your type. A part of you is considering to take what he says at face value, that maybe the boy did have some resemblance of a heart and understood emotions were real things. But the better part of you, the louder, more impulsive part, with its iron guard all the way up, convinces you that he's just messing around with your head. Whatever, I'm not dealing with this. You push past him, walking back to where you came from, but Suna calls your name, and the way it sounds makes you stop in your tracks. I've had a crush on you for the longest time. I'm not kidding. A first year scurries by trying to get inside of the gym, eyes wide and a hand clamped over his mouth as he excuses himself and mumbles a string of apologies. When you turn around, Suna is right behind you. Had you spun around too quickly, you very well would have landed smack in his chest. Don't lie, you sputter. I'm many things, but I'm not a liar. He takes a careful step closer to you, and you take one back. But if it makes you feel uncomfortable, tell me, I'll back off. Obviously, you should tell him to back off. This was Suna Rintarou, the boy with the twisted lifelong commitment to make you angry. But Atsumu's annoying voice snakes back into your head at the worst possible timing. He's only mean to you because he loves you. Do you want me to stop? He asks again. You then make the mistake of making eye contact with him because Suna was pouring holes into your face. No one should be allowed to look at anyone for that long or that hard. Your eyes flit away before he can hold your gaze for even a second. But what shocks him most is what sends you into a lifetime of disbelief. The way your lips move to tell him a timid no. Suna chuckles at that, and you almost want to slap yourself in the face for thinking it sounds gentle and soft and almost nice to hear. Why are you getting so red in the face? He leans in to inspect you further. You back away, but he still follows. Suna, one step closer, and I'll kick you in the shin. The empty threat makes him smile. Not that you intended, that was not your intention. In your heart commits the greatest act of betrayal, beating erratically in your chest, and making it hard for you to breathe. Relax, I have manners. Then he reaches a hand out to your face, as he tucks a tuft of your hair behind your ear. Friday night, movies. You pull yourself together enough to swat his hand away. I don't want to see a movie with you. He turns on his heel and makes his way to the gym again, then calls over his shoulder. Wasn't asking. See ya. Before you could get a chance to make sense of the fact that Suna Rintarou had just asked you out, you hear someone erupt into a fit of giggles, or a fit of cackles, not too far behind. When you turn around, you see Atsumu on the floor, clenching his stomach breathlessly, and Osamu behind him, holding up a phone at you. Wow, okay, rude. Why are you guys filming me, I love the enemies to lovers trope. It's the best trope by far, and I take zero anything on that. It's facts. It's the best trope ever. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you know every single time I post a video. That was really cute though. I hope you guys really like that, because I very much did. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let's have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.